What is up, everybody out there, Bit Squad? What is going on? Um, let's see here. I hope that I don't have this on Google Hangout, so I should be able to see the chat today. I know last time we had some issues where I was not able to see the chat, but hopefully this time we will have that straightened out. So as soon as you guys get in here and start, making some comments, and we'll start kind of, answering questions. So today, what I really wanted to talk about is, maybe you could see in the thumbnail, is that Facebook, and I'm going to try to pull up this article where I can look at it. Rumor that is going around that Facebook is interested in buying Coinbase. To me, at face value, it doesn't really make a ton of sense because obviously Coinbase is like doing really well. So I don't know how much sense it would make for Coinbase, company in the world, and it doesn't get any much bigger than that at face value. Look at this face. But yeah, so if you were to look at it and say, is it just a rumor? Right now, it is just a rumor, honestly. But there is some stuff to kind of back that up, and we'll look at that here in just a second. I guess we can talk about the markets for a minute. Bitcoin dominance is just, God, it sucks, doesn't it? I really hate it. It's at 42.4% right now. Really not feeling that. The market cap is around 250 billion, so also not feeling that. But it seems like to me that we're really hitting this point where people think we're at the bottom. And interestingly enough, in the last 2 days, I've had two different people reach out to me because they know I do cryptocurrency. I don't know if they know I do have a YouTube channel, but they know I'm into cryptocurrency, and I've had two reach out to me, totally random, asking me about cryptocurrency and whether I think they should get into it. And I haven't had anybody ask me about that in a long time. And so hopefully maybe that's a good sign that things are about to turn around. Maybe I'll take this. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that. I don't know who, but maybe people think this is the bottom. Yeah, I think it is. That, crypto Twitter, they still talk about it's still going to go down again. There are a lot of people that think it will go down again. I'm not one of them. I do not think it's. I think we could see another little collapse, 6,100 back slightly under 6, and it'll pop right back up like we talked about in the video yesterday. The little mining conspiracy that the miners won't let it drop that far. But I hope we're at the bottom. I certainly don't want to go, see it go down again. I guess a real question is, how long is it going to stay at this bottom? And for me, having two people I know reach out to me, totally unrelated to crypto, and ask me about crypto, that was kind of a bullish sign to me that maybe it's starting to get in people's heads again, because it can't go much lower than this, in my opinion. So, but as far as individual cryptos go, Bitcoin is at 61.56. It's really been between about 60 or 6,070 to almost 6,200 today. Everything's pretty much in green today. But yesterday everything really fell pretty hard, considering that the Bitcoin only dropped just a little bit. And as we know, when Bitcoin drops a little bit, the altcoins, they drop a lot. When Bitcoin goes up a lot, the alts don't really seem to follow it at the same number. So that's why with the altcoins, we just keep constantly going down, which is really, really frustrating. But everything in the top 10, other than Tether, which Tether is now in the top 10, it has a pretty sizable lead on Tron right now for number 10. I hope Tron's going to be able to pick their game up as well after the mainnet launch, or after they're now independent of Ethereum. But let's look at the biggest winners of the day. Biggest winners of the day: Ken, Nebulous, Digibuy. Digibuy was one of the first altcoins I remember getting into. It's supposed to be really, really, really fast. And I think private as well. I haven't really looked into it that much recently. But Ken, Nebulous, and Digibuy all are up. Wake. And then you got a lot of stuff in like the 2 to 7% range. 0x is up almost 6%. Monero's up almost 9%. Waves is up almost 10%, so that's good for Waves. I do like Waves platform. I think it's good. I've got interestingly enough, I have a possible crypto project I'm going to start working on. Well, we're in the planning stages of it. Such big gainers today. It's nothing really that notable. But like I said, Waves is coming in at number 41. They've got a cool coin launching platform on there. Losers of the day, Buybox token, Cortex. I want to look into that Buybox token. It looks really interesting. It seems like almost every day it's a big loser or a big winner. But as far as the news goes, like I said, we'll just get right into talking about Coinbase. Yesterday, obviously, as you guys know, there was the crypto ban reversal that Facebook did. And interestingly enough, I've already seen a couple ads on Facebook today for blockchain conferences. I don't know if they were allowing that already, but you know, I just seeing some crypto related stuff on Facebook today. I don't know. Maybe I should reopen our Facebook page. I closed it down because there was no point. Can't do any kind of advertising or anything with it. But so is it just a rumor? Is it just a rumor that Coinbase is possibly in talks with Facebook? Well, there is some evidence to suggest it's more than just a rumor. But the first sign was the ban reversal. So why would Facebook do that? A lot of people have said it's because they want to come out with their own coin, which I don't doubt at all. I believe they definitely will come out with their own coin. I don't even think that's questionable at this point. It's just a matter of when. They've already said they're focused on blockchain. But, you know, I don't know if that by itself is enough news for someone to assume that Facebook and Coinbase are in talks. Back on June 2nd, The Economist, which is a publication, it's a magazine. Are there still magazines? Total side note here. I was at Barnes & Noble a couple weeks ago, and my wife, like, she loves to read books. Hard, you know, like actual tangible books. And I was looking at the magazine section, like, do you guys believe the section is still a thing? Like, who goes there and buys that? And I talked to the people at the front desk, and they said old ladies. Old ladies come in and buy magazines, and that's pretty much it. Why is there even there are thousands of magazines on that section on the rack at Barnes & Noble, and you know nobody's buying them. They've got to be throwing away almost all those magazines. Total side note. But The Economist on June 2nd noted that there are rumors Facebook wants to buy Coinbase, a cryptocurrency firm. So that was the first hint that we had heard of a possible collaboration, if you will, between Facebook and Coinbase. And then here in this article, it says a Facebook takeover of Coinbase would be absolutely huge industry. Totally agree with that. Needless to say, however, at this point, it's just a rumor. There are various links between Facebook and Coinbase, but there's no specific evidence indicating that Facebook is preparing to acquire Coinbase. But at the same time, I think what we're looking at is there's starting to be some smoke. I'm not saying there's some fire yet, but there's starting to be some smoke. Let's see what Sean said. Facebook is also testing paid groups where the admins make money from members. Okay. I think a feature like this would be a good case for implementing a cryptocurrency on their platform. Yeah, that would be really cool to allow paid groups on there. I mean, Facebook has got to, you know, we talk about basic attention token with the way that they're going to advertising world, the digital advertising world. And so, you know, Facebook's very innovative. That's why they see big projects coming up, like they did it with Instagram. They've done it with some other companies they've taken over as well. And they see something that's very valuable ahead of where everybody else can see it. So I would think with the advertising, they can kind of see the writing on the wall that things are about to change, and they need to find other ways to generate revenue for their platform. And I think that would be a good way to do it, Sean. I think that's really cool. Do you have like any kind of notation for that, like some kind of link or where you saw it at? I'd like to look into that a little bit more. That's very interesting. So anyways, like I said, there's no hard evidence. The ban reversal is the first thing. The second sign is a management shuffle and a new blockchain division at Facebook. So we talked about that, a while back, about how Facebook, it really wants to put a bigger emphasis on blockchain technology. And the question would be, is it just because they want to do their own coin, or is it because maybe they're trying to make room for a merger, or maybe they're trying to make room, to possibly integrate an exchange, which would be, man, that would be mega cool for crypto. I'll go ahead and say this. If Facebook, and we'll talk about what this actually could mean for cryptocurrency, but if Facebook were to buy Coinbase and you hold cryptocurrency right now, you're probably going to be rich. I mean, we will see, in my opinion, a parabolic spike like we can't even imagine. Facebook is an international world company, of course, except for China. It's pretty much almost in every other country. I mean, obviously North Korea, it's probably not, but it's almost in every country. People use it everywhere. But it's not just that. It's when Facebook is interested, like even these rumors, if we find out there's even talks and Facebook doesn't buy Coinbase, but there are talks of it, that will legitimize cryptocurrency in the mind of people everywhere. That's, those people that are calling me and asking me about cryptocurrency, they're still a little questionable on it. That would legitimize cryptocurrency to those people. Even my wife, who is a no coiner, but she's not super negative on it or anything. But even she, when I started talking about this with Facebook, her ears perked up, and she was like, oh, wow, Facebook, that's crazy. And so I think that would be the attitude of a lot of people. But we'll talk about some use case and what that might look like in a little bit. But this is very interesting. The third sign, and I had no idea about this, the head of Facebook, which is not Mark Zuckerberg, head of Facebook is a board member of Coinbase. We know the way Coinbase kind of likes to work, the way they worked with Litecoin, the way they, right now with ZRX possibly going on Coinbase with a former employee that is an advisor with ZRX. We know that they like to kind of take care of their own and things like that. So it's a TechCrunch article. All right. Okay. I'll look that up, Sean. Thanks. But this is very interesting. So I'm just going to read it to you since you guys can't see it on the screen. There was another significant development at Management Shuffle, talking about the blockchain department for Facebook. The head of the Facebook division exploring blockchain technology is David Marcus. Marcus was previously the head of Facebook Messenger. However, Marcus is also a board member of Coinbase, one of the world's largest and most popular cryptocurrency exchanges. We first heard rumors of Facebook buying Coinbase back in early June when it was reported by The Economist. The Economist reported the news against the backdrop involved in cryptocurrencies. The Facebook connection to Coinbase was buried deep in the article. So this is a quote from that article. Seeing little opportunity to compete with the tech giants on their own turf, investors and startups are going where they can spot an opening. The lack of an incumbent giant is one reason why there is so much investor enthusiasm for cryptocurrencies and for synthetic biology today. But the giants are starting to pay more attention. There are rumors Facebook wants to buy Coinbase, a cryptocurrency firm. So it seems like there is some evidence mounting up, and I don't know if they've had official talks yet. But to me, where I think this could break down is what I talked about at the beginning, which is it just seems like Coinbase is just doing phenomenal right now. But maybe they kind of see Binance. Well, Binance is bigger than Coinbase at this point, I believe. But maybe they see Binance as people in crypto see it, which is it's better than Coinbase, and they're going to be doing things that Coinbase can't do right now, as far as like a decentralized exchange. They're also going to be doing fiat to crypto soon with Coinbase or with Binance, which of course Coinbase already does. But maybe they see the writing on the wall and see that maybe this is the time to cash out for Coinbase, especially amidst all of the regulation. And we know Mark Zuckerberg likes to go to Washington and talk about regulation, right? Didn't go so well for him last time. Number one reason for Facebook to acquire an exchange, Zuckerberg loves to stick it to the Winklevoss twins. That is interesting. That is very interesting. I had not thought about that. The Winklevoss twins are huge into crypto, and everybody knows they probably were the people that came up with Facebook. I believe Zuckerberg did steal it from them. If you go and read all the stories and the details about it, and especially know that they're in their own right, I think they're billionaires now. I mean, obviously not as successful as Mark Zuckerberg, but they've already showed they're very innovative. And so I think that could definitely be a possibility. So I think the Winklevoss twins may be some Zuckerberg pay even more attention to cryptocurrency. So that's good. That's a great point, John. So I think that, so what is the use case for cryptocurrency for Coinbase and Facebook? Well, you know, we look at, there are several other cryptocurrencies that are already trying to merge with social media platforms. Like, for instance, Redcoin. Redcoin is a way that people could send cryptocurrencies to each other as a tip for a good social media post. And Redcoin can integrate with a lot of different platforms, including Facebook and Twitter. What if Facebook had their own version of that, where they have their own, native token, if you will, and you're able to exchange it back and forth in micropayments based on likes, kind of like you do with Steemit, where, I mean, your like is worth like a penny or something. And I just think what Facebook could do with something like that could turn that into something very successful, and they could use Coinbase as the point where I guess you could kind of buy into the platform, if you will. So I definitely think that would be really huge for Coinbase or for Facebook to use. It makes so much sense. The second thing would be, do you guys remember several years ago? Oh, there's Mama of Wild Things. That's my wife, y'all. So y'all be nice to her. But I agree with that. Facebook would make cryptocurrency more mainstream. That's what we were talking about earlier. It makes people's ears perk up when they hear it. But the other use case for Facebook would be, so do you guys remember a couple years ago, maybe it's not a couple, maybe it's 5, 6, 7 years ago, you could actually, for people's birthdays, or it didn't have to be their birthday, but you could buy like a $10 digital Starbucks gift, send that through Facebook. It would say like, oh, it's this person's birthday. Do you want to send them this gift card? Well, what if with cryptocurrency, now on the Facebook platform, you are able to send payments to other people? Like, just imagine, I think about WeChat. So WeChat, if you don't know what that is, it is the Facebook for China. And I saw this really cool Facebook video, or it was a video that was on Facebook's digital badges and stuff. Yeah, that would be cool. Kind of like almost little collectibles you could do on your Facebook page. Yeah, that would be sweet. It reminds me of a Black Mirror episode. I don't know if you guys seen that one. What's that one called? God, I can't remember. It's where they're always riding the exercise bikes, and they have to buy like the little tokens and stuff for their or little clothing items for their characters. I don't know if you guys have seen Black Mirror. I love that show. But I imagine if yeah, exactly. It is a real good show. But imagine if, so, okay, I'm trying to thought. Back to WeChat. So with WeChat for Facebook, the way that it works is like everything that the people do in their daily life is like integrated your Facebook page. Like, you can do reviews, but it's not like our Facebook reviews. You can do reviews on stuff. You can refer people to places. You can pay for your meal at a restaurant with your app. And you can do so much with WeChat. And imagine if you were out with your friends and you wanted to go to dinner at a restaurant. And what's the big problem, right? Like, everybody waits for this dreaded moment at the end where the waiter comes over and he's like, okay, who's paying? What are y'all together, separate, whatever it might be? And it's like everybody's waiting for that moment. So wouldn't it be cool if through Facebook, you and your friends were all at one place and everybody was just able to take care of their check on their phone very easily? Because you can imagine if Facebook's taking cryptocurrency, or if Facebook has their own cryptocurrency, guess what? Other places are going to be able to accept cryptocurrency. That will definitely interest us much closer to not just adoption in mainstream, but just much closer to actually being spent our cryptocurrency in places instead of like just holding it. For 2017, the number of users dropped instead of increasing. So Facebook use this. If Facebook could become an app integrated with Coinbase where you're able to spend your cryptocurrency at different places, then that is going to propel Facebook once again into the spotlight where almost everybody has to have it. Because right now, I mean, I know people that are deleting their accounts. Why? Because, well, you know, we're grown now. Like a lot of us, when we first got Facebook, like we were real young. You know, our parents weren't necessarily using it and it was a cool thing. But of course, now it's like, I'm kind of tired of seeing people's stuff on Facebook. Like I've got my core people, you know, I could probably on my Facebook page, I've got probably, I'm going to brag about my friends for a minute. I got like 12,000 friends. That's so silly. But I think I've got probably about 5, 6, 7, 800 friends, somewhere around there, you know, and probably I could dwindle that down to about 50 to 100 pretty easily of people that like I know and I'm close with, and I actually care about their lives or pictures of their kids or whatever. I could dwindle it down that far. And I think Facebook sees that's how a lot of people feel right now. And if they were to integrate cryptocurrency payments, then that could be a way to propel them once again to the forefront where, you know, you actually have a use case for Facebook because you got your cryptocurrency on there. And I don't know if it would have a wallet or what it would look like, but I wonder if they're sitting looking at the WeChat app. And so that really cool video I saw about WeChat, basically what it was saying is that a lot of the apps, now some people disagree with this that I've talked about who have Chinese apps, but because China is not allowed to use our apps and we're not allowed to use their apps, that basically they take our technology, and by our, I just mean the rest of the world, not specifically America, but they take our technology and they basically duplicate it. Like you kind of think like if somebody were to duplicate Ethereum, you know, they duplicate the code and then they look for ways that they can improve it. So they might just make a couple changes to it, but those changes are going to make it different. And in a lot of ways, it adds extra innovation to those Chinese apps. So I wonder if Mark Zuckerberg is kind of looking at the way that the Chinese citizens use WeChat and saying, I wonder if I can turn Facebook into an all-encompassing app that you can do anything on that you basically almost have to have, you know, in order to exist. I mean, you said 20 years ago to people, what year is it? 2018. Let's go back a little bit further. Let's say when people first started getting cell phones, not car phones, but cell phones, probably in the early 90s. So let's go back like 25, almost 30 years. And if you were to say to someone, well, in 30 years, you won't be able to exist without a cell phone, people would have told you were crazy. You know, they would have said like, oh yeah, whatever. Like we this far without it. Something I think is funny is that, you know, I always use an example to kind of think about the difference of the times. Like imagine if you were at Woodstock in New York when the concert was going and you lost your friend. You would never find them again. They would probably just have to find another way home. I mean, I don't know how many people there were there. I think hundreds of thousands or whatever it was. But you had no cell phones. You had no way to connect with people. And you know what? They were fine. But now we are so dependent on the technology of a cell phone that we really can't live without it. And I've got to think that Mark Zuckerberg, being as smart as he is, whether he's a Star Trek character or not, that he is sitting there saying to himself, how can I make Facebook as integral to a person's life as a cell phone is? And I think this might be the way to do it. This could be a step that he's using to integrate blockchain, cryptocurrency. Very interesting to see. I think that you know, Instagram is doing really, really well for Facebook. It is, I believe, the fastest growing app or the fastest growing social media out there. Like a lot of people that were on Facebook are moving over to Instagram right now, but it's still kind of all the same thing. So they still have enough appeal as a company in total, I think, to pull this off. So I think that there is no doubt in my mind that Facebook wants to buy Coinbase. There is no doubt in my mind that Zuckerberg sees that as the next evolution for Facebook. The question is, will Coinbase sell their company? Do they have too much momentum right now? And then, of course, you say, okay, well, what if tomorrow they decide that, okay, we are going to sell Coinbase? I wonder what that would do for as far as getting new projects on there, because I'm dying to get 0x on there. Like, I really want it on there pretty soon, and I'm hoping it's going to be. But I think those are the questions with this. So it's very interesting. This has really hit me out of left field. I didn't even know back in early June that there was already a rumor of this. And it's not just it's not a crypto Twitter rumor. It's not. These are like The Economist is a legit publication, and they're the ones that are saying this. So you have to say that they wouldn't do that irresponsibly. That yes, if it was a random blog, then maybe you could say he's just trying to get viewers and eyes on their publication. But with The Economist, it's reputable enough to where you have to believe that there is some validity to this. So it's very interesting. I certainly want to see it. Found this chart that is showing the fastest cryptocurrencies in terms of their blocks, their block confirmations, their deposit times. And number one is NANO by not that much. Stellar is at 5 seconds. Nano's at 3 seconds. If you haven't seen our Nano wallet review, go check that out. Next was Stellar Lumens at 5 seconds, and then Ripple at 10 seconds. And then nothing else was under a minute that they tested. Let me see what they tested. This was all crypto. So next after that would have been Gas and the Neo, both coming in at a minute and 40 seconds. Then IOTA, then Verge, believe it or not. Then, I've never even heard of this. Coin. I've never even seen that in my life. Then Viacoin, Monero, and ADEX. So I want to just talk about Nano for just a little bit. I wanted to talk about the three projects that I'm the most bullish on in the short term. And those three projects are Nano, term play by this point. Speaking of Coinbase, but this hasn't happened yet. But Binance Coin is another one that I really, really, really like. The thing I like the most about it is that it seems to have decoupled from Bitcoin. Like, yeah, so Bitcoin has a huge drop, like it did, maybe a week ago or whenever it dropped under 6 for the first time. Of course, it's going to drop. But outside of that, Binance Coin does its own thing. Like, if you were to look at the chart, it's one of the only charts that doesn't follow Bitcoin. And I think that says so much about Binance Coin that it's able to, even in a bear market, it's able to make gains. So that is super cool about Binance Coin. I really love it. Also, you pay your fees on Binance with it. I pretty much just use Binance as an exchange at this point. I've used several other ones. I do like Bancor, Huobi. Huobi's a good exchange. I haven't actually used it though, but I have used, of course, KuCoin, Bancor, a lot of decentralized exchanges. But I think the Binance is, everyone would pretty much agree, the best centralized. And you feel like if it got hacked and someone didn't take everything, even though it's centralized, like you feel like or the fiat pairings, whatever it is, every time they have good news, it goes up regardless of what Bitcoin is doing. Ethereum Classic, obvious reason it's going to Coinbase. It's going to be unless they add other coins the same time they add Ethereum Classic, which they may do. As of right now, it would be the cheapest cryptocurrency on Coinbase. Get inside the mind of a noob investor, someone who's wanting to get into cryptocurrency, and it makes sense that once it hits, people are going to start buying that up. And I think the price, as long as we're not in a huge, going through a dip at that moment, I think that Ethereum Classic will, oh yeah, I hear you. Yeah. I'm not going to speak about what I feel about Ethereum Classic as a project. I know Charles Hoskinson, heavily involved in it. Not the hugest fan of him. I do like Cardano, but I think it's not as bad as Bitcoin versus Bitcoin Cash as far as Ethereum versus Ethereum Classic goes. Of course, Ethereum Classic was the original chain, right? So it's a little bit different of a situation. But I'm just talking about as the prospects financially for someone. Of course, not financial advice. Do your own research. But I think that once Ethereum Classic does get on Coinbase, that it is going to go probably to $50 pretty quick, honestly. So that's what I'm buying out. Now, listen, once it hits that spike, I'm getting out of it. But I do think in the short term, it's a strong buy right now. And then of course Nano. So Nano is down like 95%. It has been hit harder than any of the other major cryptocurrencies. And if you go to the Nano subreddit, that is the used to when I'd post videos in there, they would attack me. They'd say, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, blah, blah. And you know what? It bothered me. I don't like when, I post a video somewhere and people dog it on, community's great. Love my community. Love Bit Squad. Pretty much nothing, 99% positive comments, if not even higher than that, on our YouTube videos. When I post them on Reddit, sometimes I get some negative comments. Nano community was pretty bad about that. Excuse me. But in spite, I kept posting videos in there, and people have not been saying as much negative stuff about it, but I've been able to spend a pretty good amount of time in the Nano subreddit, and that is the most infighting subreddit I've ever seen. In the Nano subreddit, they all hate each other. If you say in there, like, oh, I'm bullish on Nano, I think Nano's going to do really well, you will get attacked by people saying, like, I bought this coin and it sucks and I'm so far down or whatever. I'm like, well, why are you in the subreddit even? But then on the other side, if you say, like, oh, I've got a lot of question marks about Nano, it just doesn't seem to really be picking up traction, then you get attacked for that too. People will be like, this coin is not good. This is never, or Nano's great. It's got zero fees. It's got fast transactions. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. And it's just like, they go back and forth all day long in that subreddit from what I've seen. But think about it. I mean, financial problems are the number one reason for divorce. I think most people would agree with that. I think it's hard to disagree with the fact. But, when there are financial problems, people tend to infight. So when you have Nano that's down 95%, I think Bitcoin's down around 70. That's a huge difference. I mean, think about it. If you invested $100 with Bitcoin at the all-time high, you've got like, I'm just going to do rough math here, obviously. You would have $30 left, but if you invested $100 with Nano, you'd have like $5 left. So scraping the bottom of the barrel, and I think the people in the subreddit are feeling that. I think the people in that community are feeling that. What's up? How are you doing, man? You doing good? Good to see you. But I think that that's where a lot of that is coming in with the Nano subreddit. They're just unhappy. They're fighting with each other. I don't know how, if the community behind it is turning on it, then it's got to give you some questions and some pause. Yeah, glad you're here too, man. Appreciate it. But as far as what Nano actually is, I think the BitGrail hack hurt Nano so much because I guess it happened beginning of February, which would have been like, we weren't near the bottom yet, I think, and we were still kind of hovering around, maybe around 10,000, somewhere around there. I'd have to pull it up and look at it. But once that BitGrail hack happened, Nano was on a climb. I believe Nano had started, getting some traction, and then that hack happened, and the bottom really dropped out of it, and it's just been dropping ever since. I think that really shook confidence, especially because, like, with BitGrail and Nano, they were pointing fingers back at each other. One was saying, oh, this is Nano's fault. Nano was saying, oh, this is BitGrail's fault. And, because of that, I just don't think it was a good look. And I think that probably has played into Nano dropping so far because what about the Nano project isn't good? It seems to be awesome. I checked out that wallet. I was so impressed with it. You were able to see the no fees. You're able to see the fast transactions. It would be so easy for one of my friends to download a Nano wallet and me send him some crypto. Like, it would be so easy to do. And so I'm really having a hard time figuring out why Nano has dropped so much. So you have a really strong technology behind Nano, and yet is down 95%. And if we're talking about the crypto in general and Bitcoin has hit a bottom, Surely Nano has hit a bottom at 95%. I think it got as high, I think when it was at its low, it was at 94.6%. Excuse me. It was almost 95%. And so it's like that project's got nowhere else to go but up. And I'm hoping that once we are able to turn a little more bullish, that is going to be one that's going to pretty quick and pretty significantly. Let me look and see what it was at. I could probably do the math if it's at 95%, but I'll just take a look at it real quick. Let me pull this up. What's up, Rohan? Is that how I pronounce that? Rohan, or is it Rohan? I'm not sure. I want to add a B to the beginning of it, though. People probably say that to you all the time. Okay, let's look at Nano. Okay, so when Nano was at its all-time high, it was at 34.42. Let me double check that. 34.43 was the all-time high, and it was down to $2.15 like yesterday. So it's so thing. And the question is, what if we do turn bullish? If we do turn bullish, will it be parabolic, or will it be kind of what we saw at the end of the 2015 bear market, where it just slowly increased for a long time until finally it went parabolic towards the end? Or will we see returns to all-time highs like pretty soon? I mean, I say relatively pretty soon. I certainly don't think we're going to see all-time highs in July. That's a joke I've been making on Twitter. 33K by July. That was the big thing that a lot of people were pushing. Don't think we're going to see that, but I do personally hope that well, let me do this. You guys, everybody that's in the chat right now, tell me, when do you guys think we are going to return to all-time highs? I would love to get your opinion. Lupe to 33K. I got to give Lupe a shout out. That Lupe coin, I tell you what, that one's going to be the one that's going to take us to the moon. Or is it Space Force coin? If you're on crypto Twitter, you get that. So Lupe wants me to do a video on Lupe coin. So it's a proof of friendship. So I don't know. I'll probably talk about it in a news video one day this week. Just briefly mention it. But yeah, when do you guys want to return to all-time highs? I'm hoping that what we'll see is another run in the fall leading into the winter, and that we will, by the end of the year, be back to approaching all-time highs. Like, that's what I want to see. I don't think it'll go to 33K. I think maybe 25K. If we had the same kind of increases during in the fall and winter that we had last year at that time, then that would make sense, because we're a few $1,000s ahead of where we were at this time last year. We can't say that for much longer, though. Like, we're still down at the end of July and August. What we're going to see is we're going to see last year's numbers start passing this year's numbers. So that's going to kind of suck. I hope we don't see that. But I think at the end of the year, we're going to be back approaching all-time highs. I think a more next year. I think 18 months is a pretty long bear market, but I think that we could see it. But the thing that really is troubling to me, guys, is like, there's so much good news right now. And when we were in the bull run, and even as we were moving towards the bear market, we were completely news driven. If there was FUD that came out, the price dropped. If there was a good story, the price increased. Altcoins were coming out with news left and right, and they were going way up. But right now, it's not news driven at all. I mean, we'll have an incredibly good story about, like, even if you go back to like the BitThumb hack, like, yeah, that was obviously a FUD story. It sucked. But then the next day they said they were going to refund all the money. Like, that's super bullish. That makes you feel more secure in your money that you have on an exchange. So you would think with, all the good news we've had with all of this, another thing that just continues to happen is high level executives from the financial sector moving over to cryptocurrency. Like, that tells you everything right there, where we're going. And with all that going on, like, we can't get a price increase. I mean, Ethereum is not classified as a security, and we get like one little bump. That you've got, oh God, what was the other story that came out? Oh, Tether comes out. Tether has this audit. I mean, technically it wasn't an audit, but pretty much there was proof now seen by someone else that they have the 1-to-1 ratio, Tether to US dollars, and yet that's not enough to move the markets. We got like a $100 spike when Tether printed new property grants yesterday. Like, they printed more property grants, and yet at the same time, now we know that they're legit. So it should have been the biggest Tether spike we ever saw, because there's the fear with Tether is gone now. Now, like I said, I'm not tethering my money, but the fear of the market collapsing due to Tether, which has to do with people leveraging, and being able to basically gamble, if you will, with money that they don't have through leverage. That a tether catastrophe of them not having the dollars they said they had could have totally wrecked the market, like anywhere between 20 to 80%. So all that is clear, all that is out of the way, and yet yesterday, when Tether grants get printed, it's the tiniest Tether spike we've ever seen. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I think that, in the past, if this would have been last year, if this would have been in January before the crash, like, January 1st or January 2nd, like, man, there's no telling how high things would have went at that point. Not a security, like, man, that the price would have increased like 30% in one day over something like that. Do you guys remember? Like, do you guys remember what it was like last year in December? You couldn't lose. There was no way you could lose. We were getting like 20 or 30% gains like every day, day after day. If you had like a 5% gain, you were like really upset, I can't wait until we get there again. I can't wait until we have those feelings again. And I know that obviously cryptocurrency is not all about the price. And that's the reason why we're all in it, right? We're all in it because we see the promise of where this is going. We see the technology behind it, but like, we all want to get money, right? I mean, who? So I think that's pretty interesting. I would really like to get your guys' thoughts, though, also on a question that I've been pondering. I mean, I remember what it was like in the space. I remember what 2013 was like in the space. What would that have been? Were you talking about when it went up to $1,000 the first time? Is that what you mean? Self-made? When it had its first kind of parabolic move when people were in it. That would have been when I sold out of my Bitcoin like an idiot. I made $2,000. I was like, cash. I wish I could put some tweets. I wasn't tweeting back then, really, but I wish I could put some tweets that I was thinking at the time. The flash crash. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and then that lasted for a while. I know one of my friends had got into it at that point and lost. Hey, BitBoy, what do you think of NEO? I love NEO. Love NEO. No question about it. NEO, I think, is a top 3 project. I think it's going to be Bitcoin, Ethereum, and NEO 1, 2, 3. I think Ripple will fall. I don't necessarily think Ripple will fall. I think NEO will, once Asia currency, and I mean the governments, once that kind of regulation mold is broken, and China and India and Asia really start to embrace cryptocurrency, the value of NEO is going to go out the roof. So I don't even think it's necessarily that Ripple is going to drop, because we've talked. I know people really hate it, but the products they put out are amazing. I mean, we just saw in the transactions as the 3rd fastest cryptocurrency behind Stellar, which is its cousin, and then of course NANO. So, but I think the value of NEO is going to go way up. I really like it. Realistically, I'd see 10K by late fall, 30K by winter. That's about what I'd like to see 12K by late fall, honestly. 12 to 14 would be really nice. Third cyclical, and you're right, we were marginally higher than last year. When in doubt, zoom out. Yeah, when in doubt, zoom out. I really love that, because that's when you know the bear will turn around. Well, I mean, I feel like CNBC, I feel like they hit the bottom, right? They're talking about the Bitcoin funeral, and I know it was kind of supposed to be ironic. I think the funeral that they had for Bitcoin, and then Brian Kelly came on. He was like, "Well, it's not actually," but I think the coverage has definitely slowed down on Bitcoin all the way around. I don't know, when CNBC was screaming sell, that almost seemed to be when the bear market started, right? When it was at the height. So I think CNBC would be screaming. Oh yeah, you're saying screaming sell, sell, sell. That's when you. Yeah. I understand what you're saying. When CNBC is saying buy, that's when you need to get concerned. For sure. So I think them doing their little Bitcoin funeral last week, it showed the sentiments, because you got to. Okay, so get inside of the head. Let's do some psychology here. Like, get inside of the mind of CNBC, right? Why do they want to do stories on cryptocurrency and Bitcoin? They want to do stories on it because their audience is interested. It gets ratings. So there's a sector that are really interested in cryptocurrency. So now that they've been slowing down the coverage on it, and it's because they're not wanting to show it as much because there's not as much interest. So hopefully, as the interest starts coming back, they'll be doing some more stories on it. But they're only going to want to talk about it if it's going up. Now, you guys talking about like Brian Kelly that's passionate about cryptocurrency. He's going to want to talk about him, and that's why they've slowed down his segment some, because there isn't the interest in it right now. I think on Wall Street there still is interest. They're sneaky, those Wall Street people. When there is blood in the streets, yeah, definitely. That's Baron Rothschild quote. That is 100% accurate. And over the last couple of weeks, we have seen the blood has been in the streets. Do you guys follow me on Instagram? If you don't, follow me on Instagram, bitboy_hodl. We mostly do memes on 100 followers, I think, on Instagram. And I only follow like less than 60. And how many of these big crypto accounts that I was following aren't even on Instagram anymore. Like, they haven't even posted in 2 months. Like in April, they're like, I tap out. I'm done with this. This isn't going anywhere. And so the whole point of what I'm trying to say is, like, even in the crypto community with people dedicated to crypto, there's so many people that have been dropping out. They've been dropping like flies. It's really crazy. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you, man. Okay, let's go back up to some of these other comments. Just bought NEO at $30. NEO at $30 is unreal. I remember when I saw NEO at $80 last year, and I was like, should I buy some? I don't know if I should buy some. Whatever. And I ended up not doing it. And then before you know it, I turned around, it was $150, and then I bought into it. Should have sold it when it was at $200. But yeah, that's $30 great prize. Yeah, definitely. Good call on that. Thoughts on Funfair lately? I follow you on IG. Awesome page. Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate you following me on Instagram. I used to like to do like some news videos on there. But my schedule's tough. I got a lot going on. You guys know I try to do 2 videos almost every day if I can. I think on days we do live stream, I'm just going to do 1 video, do the live stream. But I think that it was just taking up too much of my time, because I would make a news video and then I have to turn around and do my minute video for Instagram, and it was just too much. So that's why I've just been doing the memes on there. But I think it's good. I kind of try to stay diversified. We're like on, Twitter, I'm posting my videos and doing different stuff. And then on, Instagram, I'm pretty much just doing memes. I like memes. I like humor, But my thoughts on Funfair, I think is going to be the premier gambling blockchain project. It's not the first one, but I think it's going to be the best one. I love what Funfair is doing. What's the price at right now? Let me look at the price on that. Okay, Funfair, it is at 2.5 cents. Back when it was getting when we were kind of teetering on bullish again for that last little spike in early May, I guess it was, or late April, it had gotten up to like 4.5 cents. Right now, it's at about 2.5 cents. I think that Funfair is a really good project. I think at 2.5 cents, it's a steal. The question I have about gambling projects is, like, we already have the cryptocurrency, the cryptocurrency side of things that's a little sketchy. I mean, obviously we don't think it's sketchy, but from the outside, people think it's sketchy. And then you add in the online gambling aspect, which is not allowed in the United States. And to me, like, how they figure out the regulation, who's able to do it, and kind of what kind of hoops you have to jump through to use the blockchain, with the gambling, like that's a big question for Funfair for me. But I think it's going to succeed for sure. First it was $89. That was a good one. 2 cents, yeah, 230 for Trust Node for Payfair. You guys like Payfair? Yeah, you guys give me. I gotta get my computer charger. Hold on 1 second. I'd like to get like a little background. It's not just my little box here. Hold on. I was at 60% on this thing when we started the live stream, and it wasn't enough. But I think so. Yeah, you guys like Payfair? I think Payfair is pretty good. I'm interested in Payfair. I like how one thing that Payfair is really good. And I think $230 for Trust Node is really good on there. I think that with Payfair, the question is, or the thing that is for a place like India that they're working on it. I think it's not going to be long before India comes rushing into the market based on some stuff their government's been saying. But like where you have an opportunity for Indian rupees where you can buy cryptocurrency, where like regular exchanges you're not allowed to. I think that's the huge part of the market that Payfair is going to be able to touch, which are the people that are not able to buy it in their country, you know, and you have a platform for it. So I think that's really good. Yeah, I do think the overturn is piece to fall in legalizing online sports gambling in the United States, I think. And that'll be absolutely huge. Is online, I guess online betting is legal in Europe, right? I don't know if it's individual countries, but let's see here. MPX has been on a run today. Yeah, I sold out of my MPX to buy into some other things. I'm still super bullish on it. It's definitely one of my favorite projects. But I got that 7% airdrop on my like half of on like my half of an MPX I had. It was really, really ridiculous. Keep dropping out on me, man. Rohan, you knew I was kidding, right? About my you knew I was kidding about my good day mate joke from my video yesterday. I hope you know I know the difference between Austria and Australia. But let's see, it's not just here. Oh, huh. Is it me then? Do you think it's me? Let me see. Oh, I'm on my 5G. I hope it's not me. I hope I'm not lagging. Has it been real bad throughout the video, or is just like oh, I look like slow motion. Yeah, it must be your upload. Oh no. That's not good. I might actually have to come out of my box then for these streams. Oh gosh, I hate to hear that, guys. Is it the audio and the video, or is it just the you know, I could both. Okay, well, I'll tell you guys what, for the next one, I'm gonna try to do a video on a live stream on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I'm gonna try to make those my live stream days. You guys think you're cool with that? I'd say what I'll do for the live stream, being in this box that I'm in, I think it hurts my speed. But I think what I might do is I might try to plug in. I might try to hardwire when I do the live streams because that's irritating if I'm laggy. I really don't want to be laggy. I like to be on time. So, but just so anyways, earlier I was trying to get to this question, as you guys know, that yes, I do have Twitter, bitboy_hodl. You guys check that out. Part of our next contest we're doing on July 1st, our Bitcoin giveaway. We're going to run for 2 months. I think I'm going to try to use a platform where people get points also for following us on social media. So, yeah, you got to check us out on Twitter. I tweet mothers. I'm always tweeting our videos and different stuff, but I don't know these people who can just tweet all day long. They literally make like one-liners 6 times an hour. Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm making content, you know. But so the question I want to ask you guys is, I have been getting a lot of emails from ICOs. You know, they want me to review their projects. I know we had talked about maybe doing some ICO reviews at some point, and I never started doing them. And the reason why is because I've had a hard time choosing which ones to do. And then, like, what stage do I want to do them in? Do I want to do one that is on the pre-sale? Do I want to do one that's in the middle of the do one like after the sale is over? That doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know. Are you guys still interested? Are you guys still interested in ICOs right now? I mean, we did a story the other day about how they're kind of dying out. But I'm trying to figure out for the channel, like what I can do to kind of to monetize my channel, right? Because I put a lot of work into these videos. I do, 2 videos a day. I work several hours on them. And like, would you guys be upset if I did paid ICO reviews as long as I said they're paid? Is that something you guys would be cool with me doing? If I'm like, this is a paid ICO review, but then I give it an unbiased review. Like, you guys know me, I'm going to keep it real. I'm not going to shill something to you. But I think maybe if I added those in a couple times a week, it would be, you know, with the work I'm doing. But I don't want to push you guys away. You know, I don't want to push the Bit Squad away and like you guys think I'm a shiller, because that's something that I definitely share some bounty with us. Yeah, I might. Who knows? I might be able to do something like that. You know, maybe down the road we'll have some kind of paid Discord or something, and you guys, you know, my original people, y'all can be like admins. So, well, I appreciate that. I appreciate all those comments, guys. See, coins. That's what would be. Okay, I'll come back to that, Rohan. I'll come back to that. I think that's important. But stream 3-way on Patreon, Twitch. I forgot the program. I'll have to look into that. I like to be low maintenance with my live streams. You know, like I tried to do the one with the Google Hangouts where I did the screen share and stuff like that. And I just felt like it wasn't what I wanted, you know, time I was using it. But I think I want to start doing some live streams with some of these bigger YouTubers that are bigger than me right now, but I can't get them to respond to me. They're like, oh, this guy's got 1,000 subs. You know, he must not know what he's talking about. They don't know that YouTube has shadow banned me. I promise. That's a guarantee. 90% of my traffic, 90% of my traffic comes from Reddit. So probably that's where most of you guys found me at the first time, was on Reddit, because I have all my videos on there. So crypto, yeah, I'm actually in a group with him. I could probably. I think that Reddit poor Vita, yeah. I think eventually, I think I can get on one with him. He is really cool. So I'm kind of in this group of YouTube influencers or whatever. Like we've just been, we all came in the space at the same time back in January. It's a lot of people I've done my Faces of Crypto with, and you know, he's in that group. He didn't come into the space at the time, but he's in that group of us. And so I know some of the people in our group know him a little better than me. So maybe that's something I could do. Crypto Candor. Come on, Crypto Candor. I've reached out to you like 2 times. You got 13,000 subscribers. You're not like a massive whale, you know? I mean, this is something that really frustrates me, is like, I'll just say it like this. We've had a much easier time here building our channel than a lot of other YouTubers I've seen. Because the cool thing is we are shadow banned by YouTube. There's no question about it. I use a program. My SEO for these videos is perfect, and they're still just not showing it to people, right? I don't know what you have to do. I don't know if some of you guys may get notifications on our videos, but if you don't get notifications, like YouTube is not showing it to you. That's just that's a fact. And I think that it's been frustrating with that going on, but at the same time, we've still been growing. Like Crypto Candor, she's got 13,000 subscribers, and she gained 1,000, or she gained. I'll have to go back and look at it. But there were a couple days where she got a lot more subscribers than me, where like she got like 150 subscribers in a day. But if you look at all the days, or last 30 days, like 24 out of the 30 days, we either got exactly as many subscribers as she did, or more than she did. So we're growing at a good speed. The problem is just the market. The market and YouTube are really working against us. So it's been really cool that we've been able to grow the channel, you know, when we've been fighting against both of those issues. I've been really encouraged by it. I had to get a little tougher skin on Reddit, you know. But I reached out to Crypto Candor twice, and she hasn't responded to me either time. So both were opportunities where she could have been like, oh, yeah. So I don't know. I'd like to do live streams with her and K-Dub. You guys follow Crypto Zombie? Like, I really like him. I think he's pretty, he talks a lot, but so do I. I know if I get on one of those live streams, I'll probably, you know, dominate isn't the right word, but I'll definitely say my piece on stuff. And he's like that too. I like that about him. He seems to be, to me, he's kind of who I like to model after a little bit, you know, and then Crypto Daily also, but I've really turned sour on him. Like Crypto Daily really just abandoned us, right? I mean, we had his videos. He was never daily. He was like 5 or 6 days a week, and now he's like 2 or 3 days a week. And it just seems like he doesn't care as much as he used to. So I don't know why. I guess he cashed out maybe. I don't know. Maybe he's got a lot going on. But Chico Crypto, I don't think anything bad about him. He's not my favorite, honestly. Modern Investor, I haven't checked that one out. Here's who I like. I like They Call Me Dan is pretty good. I really like him. I wish he would kind of get, face on the camera and stuff like that. But I like Crypto Candor. She's kind of no nonsense. She said she had another YouTube channel at one point. I wonder what she did, because she knows what she's doing with YouTube. I like her. I like her content pretty good. I like They Call Me Dan. His content is really good. He is, I would like to do a collab with her. I'd like to do a live stream with her. Oh, FUD TV. Love FUD TV. Love FUD TV. I think he's got like such a cool intro. I like he is Elio Trades. He's an interesting follow on Instagram if you follow us, but he is, to me, I think, the most knowledgeable crypto YouTuber out there. He knows so much about crypto and so much about the space. Crypto Lark also, love Crypto Lark. Who is CCN? And who is CCN? That the crypto, I don't know what that is. But I love, I definitely love Crypto Coin News. I have to look that up. Does he get on camera, Crypto Coin News? I think I know his thumbnails. But I think FUD TV and Crypto Lark are the two best. I think they're best in my opinion. So that's kind of who I follow. Crypto Lark, FUD Nation, Crypto Zombie, Crypto Candor, and three of them they were on a live stream together. So I think that was kind of cool. I want to get in on that. I think I would fit in pretty well with them. I don't know. I just think sometimes they look at our follower count, our subscriber count, and it's not as high as theirs, but they're not factoring in. Crypto Zombie said he just started in January and he's already like 27,000 subscribers. I don't know how he did it. He's got a partner he works with too, so I don't know what kind of marketing they do for it, but and he's very likable. So I think our biggest problem for growing is just having people see our videos. If you go look at our number of likes on videos compared to bigger YouTubers' amount of likes on their videos, and you do a little math on it, like generally we get a higher percentage of likes on our videos. And every single dislike ever had on a video comes from Reddit. I promise. Like, of course, 90% of my traffic comes from there. But one day when we're bigger and I don't have to post my videos on Reddit, then we probably won't get hardly any dislikes. Like share. What do you mean? What do you mean like share? Like ET, etc. or Ethereum Classic? Hey Crypto Kid, we talked about that. Ethereum Classic. I price prediction. I think once it goes on Coinbase, $50 pretty safe. I think I could be wrong, but I think $50 is pretty good. So, well, I guess I'm gonna start, maybe responding to some of these ICOs then and ask them if they want to work together on some stuff. But I promise you guys, I would never do a review on something that was paid and not be really upfront about it. Probably like almost annoyingly so. Because I really think the integrity. Yeah, definitely community share my videos. I would really appreciate that for sure. But my integrity is like really, really, really important to me, and my integrity, like with my audience and the Bit Squad and stuff like that, is really important. So I never want to be a shiller like Superman. Like I don't like him personally. I don't know him personally, but I just mean like, he's a shiller. It's very obvious. Ian Bellina, they're shillers. That's all they do. So I don't know anything about Money Token, but it might be one I'll look into. So, but I never want to be a shiller. One of my I think values I have about myself, on anything. So even with Ripple, you guys know personally, I don't like Ripple. I'm not invested in it. I will not invest in it. I do not like the central, but even very unbiasedly, I tell you guys all the time, like they have good product. I just don't like it. So, did a pool we threw in like 130 ETH. Oh, you put that 130 ETH into Money Token through his channel? Huh. That might be kind of crazy. Or was it a pool for something different? You talking about a pool for that ICO you bought? And no, I have not heard of no, in the whole pool. Huh. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah. Well, who knows? Maybe one day we'll get one. You can tell. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I try to be in the middle. I don't want to sell anything to you guys. Half an ETH. That's not too bad to invest. But yeah, I just so back to the other thing. Like I keep it real, and I'm going to keep it real. So it's really important that you guys always know that about me. So I think it's really cool, like that we really have like started growing this little community, and I like it. I think that it eventually, you know, we'll have a Discord one time, and there was like nobody on it. There were a few of us in it, and nobody was really talking on it, so we got rid of it. But you know, I do think that when we're able to start doing some collaborations with some bigger YouTubers, I think maybe that can help us to grow. So, well, I guess that's it, guys. I got to go to bed. I'm on the East Coast, so it's like 11:20 here. Yeah, thank you, Crypto Kid. I appreciate that. But we got all kinds of good stuff in the works. I've got. Have you guys watched my blockchain video? Have you guys seen that? If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's one of our early videos. It's in our episodes playlist. It was a rap video. It's pretty cool. I thought I've actually got a lot of good response to it. People have actually asked me if I want to like rap on a song with them. It's just like real crazy, but getting ready to do another one. So it is going to be so cool. This next song, you guys are not going to be able to get it out of your head. I don't know how close it is to actually, I've got concepts for it. I've got the lyrics done. I think that hopefully within the next month, we'll release it. Maybe between 4 and 6 weeks, I think we'll have it released. So you guys be on the lookout for that. That'll be really cool. So, well, anyways, guys. All right. Well, thanks for watching. That was your daily crypto news. We will talk to you guys later. Thanks, Bit Squad, for everything.